I love this stuff because it's musicians and it's music and it's being performed live. This is totally my jam. Hey everyone, this is Andre. I'm a music producer from Florida. Florida man. I am that Florida man that you always hear about. And today I'm going to be reacting to BTS and their Tiny Desk concert at home from NPR. I've been reacting to BTS and other K-pop bands recently, but today I'm going to be reacting to their Tiny Desk concert. I've been getting a lot of requests to do this one. Quite frankly, I'm very excited to listen to this because I like live performances, and since I like live performances, I've been getting recommendations to listen to their Tiny Desk concert. So let's see what it's like. I hear there's a ban on this. I'm not going to have any expectations. I'm just going to go ahead and, as always, just react honestly in a candid response. Make sure you drop a like if you appreciate honest and candid reactions. I'm not faking anything. It's just going to be my candid, honest reaction, and I hope you guys appreciate that. So without further ado, here is BTS at their Tiny Desk concert. Okay, so I already reacted to this song on Jimmy Fallon, so I know this is my favorite song. So let's see how they do this, because this is my favorite of their songs. This is Dynamite, I'm pretty sure, and I love this song, so I'm excited already. Bass. That's exactly what I said in the other video. I just love that bass, and I can hear that it's an actual instrument. I don't see it yet, but I can hear it. I love it. You hear that guitar? I love that performance, and this is what I love this stuff because it's musicians and it's music and it's being performed live. This is totally my jam. The drummer is using some samples, so they're using electronic drum sounds that they can put on pads, and I'm sure the drummer has some right there that he can hit, and it's like it makes a drum sound. So it's not an acoustic drum, it's like a drum pad sound thing. So if you pay attention to that, you'll see why it sounds like a very full electronic drum. You hear that clap? It's like a clap sample. However, the kick, it sounds like the kick is the actual drum. So the clap is like he's hitting on a sample, and the kick is actually an actual bass drum, a kick drum. There's the drummer. I love to hear live drums. To me, live drums adds a different energy to the music. It just adds something extra that I love, extra oomph. Even if it's way in the back in the mix, if you can barely hear it, if it's just there. When I do my productions, I typically can hear what's going on, and sometimes I like the drums, like the electronic drum sounds. I use them in most of my songs, but I need to add a little bit of that just acoustic drum sound. Even if it's just one mic, two mics, stereo mics, it just adds a little bit more of that oomph. I probably love live renditions of songs more often than I do just the regular ones because it just adds. You can hear the difference in their tone of voice. Each guy has a different tone of voice, completely different. I mean, really. One of them sounds more fuller, another one sounds like he can reach higher notes. It's very different texture for their voices and tonality. I can't remember the word I'm looking for, but it just sounds different, okay? It sounds like they're very different singers. That's actually something that I really like about this group BTS, is that each singer has their own character. They don't sound like it's just all one singer. I appreciate that. Funkier, which is easier to do actually live, because to add that energy with all the pads and all that stuff going on, it's actually harder to play live because of that. When you have a lot of tracks that have electronic elements, when you're playing it live, it's harder to have that extra oomph. So that's why it's better actually to make it a little funkier or use a little bit different chords. It just adds more energy. If you hear that a lot in Bruno Mars music, you hear that a lot in Charlie Puth's music, John Mayer, all that music, when they play live, they just add a little something extra, and it sounds like that's what they're doing here. I love it. I love it. I really do. Can you just feel it? You can feel it, right? It's really good. How they're chill, but they're also high energy. Like, usually they're dancing a bunch and going really like just dancing. This time they're just sitting down and singing, but you can see a couple of them, 3 of them are dancing and going moving around. It doesn't seem as rehearsed. I enjoy that. It seems more like a laid back performance, but there's still a lot of energy to it. Really dig it. His voice. Whoever's singing now, his texture, there's something about the way he's singing. I think he's actually my favorite singer. Horn section. It's just totally my thing. This is why this is my favorite song. It's just totally my thing. It's totally my style of music. It's totally funky, and there's got some soul to it. It's got some horn sections. I love this stuff. I love this stuff. If they had an album just like this, I just like to analyze music that's popular, and I like to analyze why people like it and what's going on behind it. And that's why I'm analyzing them right now, and I can tell there's a lot that goes into making their music. There's a lot that goes into their performances too. I enjoy it. What else can I say? That's kind of funny. He's looking at his record like, ooh, you heard that? You heard that? Okay. That was a nice, they used some chord substitutions there to make it a little jazzier. That little guitar thing. Listen to that again. We have to listen to that again. Come on, guys. We have to. What? Guys, come on. But listen to that again. So the guitar did a little dun, 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 and then the keys, that last chord right before the next guy starts to sing. Listen to that one more time. Listen to the keys this time. Key change, key change. By the way, I haven't said this because I just been enjoying the music. There's a horn section there. There's a lot of elements that are there that are actually not being played live. They're using tracks. So they're using different tracks that they've recorded prior. They're playing over those. So they got drums playing over those. They got guitar, bass playing over those, keys. And of course, they're all singing live as well. So it's an actual live performance, but they are using other tracks to enhance that. That's what you do nowadays for a live performance because it just adds a little bit something extra. Favorite artists, they all do that nowadays. In pop music, just in popular music, like I was telling you earlier, you want to add those extra tracks. If you hear the horn section, they're not actually playing there live. That's pre-recorded, but that doesn't mean that everyone else is not performing live. It's still a live performance. Just something I thought I'd point out.
Woo, boom! Oh yeah. Hey. Okay. Here we are.
BTS. We just played our latest single, Dynamite.
Boom.
It's a disco pop track that we simply wanted to share a great energy.
This is the first time I've ever heard him speak. I don't know, there's something about when you hear an artist speak that lets you know a little bit more about their personality and instantly makes you like them better. Or not like them in some cases, but in this case, it made me like them better.
To everyone around the world.
Yeah, it's the first time we are performing Dynamite with a live band.
Yeah! What up?
Thank to our awesome band who's here with us today.
Also, we loved watching Tiny Desk performances, and we are very, very, very honored and excited. Yeah!
That's right. Everyone could also enjoy our tiny but not so tiny concert. So up next, our next song is called Save Me.
Yeah.
Can someone tell me a little more about this guy, because his English sounds a little bit different in terms of his accent than everyone else's. So I want to know what the story is behind him. Yeah, it'd be interesting to know just more about the band and the live band that is playing with them. In case you didn't know, I actually grew up in Guatemala, which is in Central America. As I told you earlier, I live in Florida now, USA, but I used to live in Guatemala. I was born and raised there. And in Guatemala, I actually grew up with a lot of Koreans. There's something about Korean culture that is very near and dear to my heart because I grew up with a lot of Koreans. So I actually remember a few Korean phrases because of that. And that's probably why I'm attracted to BTS's music and just that culture. It's because I grew up with a lot of Koreans and I had and have a lot of Korean friends. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but that's what I'm telling you, I guess. Anyway.
Same me.
Hope you enjoy it.
Here we go. Let's go.
Here we go.
I don't think I've ever heard this song. So this is a brand new reaction to this song.
Are you ready?
Hey.
I am so ready right now.
Army!
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Let's go.
His voice is so high. It's like my voice is down here and then his voice was just like they just put his voice and it's just higher. Like his natural voice is just so high. Like I said, it's interesting that everyone has their own texture when it comes to the way they sing. Who's your favorite singer, by the way, when it comes to singing? Who's the one that you're like, that one is definitely my favorite singer? Like I like his voice better than I like anyone else's voice.
Just wanna be yours. 왜 이리 깔끔한 건지 네가 없는 이곳은 위험하잖아. 망가진 내 모습 구해줘 날.
Something to know is that the piano sound is different from the earlier song. So what that just means is that whoever's playing the keys changed the setting on his piano or the keyboard and now has a different, more like a piano sound. Earlier, it was more like an electric piano sound. It was more of like a Rhodes sounding piano. This is definitely more of a piano sound. And so I think he's playing a Nord stage But we'll see right now.
돈을 잡을 수 없어 내 심장 소리를 들어봐 제멋대로 널 부르잖아 이 까만 어둠 속에서 너는 이렇게.
So it's not a Nord stage, it's a different kind of piano. Maybe it's a Korg piano. Doesn't really matter, but I just thought it would be fun to know. And also, do you hear the background vocals? I'm going to go back and listen to the background vocals. There's some background vocals that are going, ooh. They sound more like a synth. So that's why they kept that in there, because it just enhances the live performance. Listen to it again.
이렇게 빛나니까 그 손을 내밀어줘 say I need your love before.
I love when a song changes like its vibe, and this is like a build up to the chorus, it sounds like, and it just changed the vibe. It was going a certain way, it was like a ballad sort of thing, and then all of a sudden dun 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 dun, that type of a I love that change that makes you all of a sudden be like, okay, it's just a little something extra, and then you're kind of gearing up towards the chorus. It's a very good way to set up the chorus. Like there are those samples. I actually messed up. I don't see a bass player. I think there's just two guitar players. I mean, two keys players. So I don't see a bass player. Or maybe I'm wrong. I don't see one there. But there's definitely a guitar, two keys. So someone might be actually playing those samples in there. Or maybe they just have it pre-recorded. I can tell the way that they originally made this song was more of an electronic vibe, especially the chorus. That vocal sample, those drums. The original is probably a lot more electronic driven. I love when you can do that, and then when you do it live, you do this acoustic version, and it's just nice and pristine. The energy is still there. I enjoy it.
One, two, three, let's go!
There it is again, a change of vibe, a change of a little more rhythm, a little bit of a I don't know if that's the way it is in the original, but I love that change. Those changes keep the listener entertained. That's the most important thing when you're producing a song, is to keep the listener entertained. You're listening to it and you're like, ooh, this has got a little movement. And then that way it kind of surprises you, but it's also like a pleasant surprise when it comes. Yes, it is a Korg. It is a Korg Cronus right there. I told you it was a Korg Cronus. Doesn't really matter at all, but I wanted to brag for just a second.
Let's go.
Yeah. Hey. Save me.
Sugar.
오늘 다르다르 뱉나 내 기억 속에 뱅카 날 삭혀버린 내 lunatic Play Sam and tonight Play Sam and tonight Play Sam and tonight 이 책이 어딘가 계속 나를 구원해줘 네가 나 알아줘 너란 구원이 삶의 봄의 아픔을 감싸줄 유일한 손길 The best.
I love that sort of trap rapping style, and when they do a harmony, but it's like a singing rapping. It's a thing that Drake does very well. I love when there's a harmony created in the rapping. That's really one of my favorite things. I said that in an earlier video, when someone does like a simple line and then someone else is singing the same melody but on top, an octave above. That I love that. It's kind of similar here, except this time it's a harmony. I love that kind of stuff.
내 심장 소리를 들어봐 제멋대로 널 부르잖아 이 까만 어둠 속에서 너는 이렇게 빛나니까 그 손을 내밀어줘 say me I need your love before 그 손을 내밀어줘 say me I need your love before I fall Let's go one more 그 손을 내밀어줘 say me 그 손을 내밀어줘 say me
Okay, RM, let's go. 고마워 내가 나에게 해줬어 내가 나에게 해줬어
I love to see them dance like that. It's my favorite when they dance and they're just like having fun.
이런 게 나에게 줬어 꼭 이토록 나에게 줬어 답답하던 나에게 줬어 꿈속에만 사던 날 깨워줬어 널 생각하면 날 깨웠어 슬픔 따위 나게
You hear that synth?
해줬어
Thank you 우리가 돼줬어
Thank you
그 손을 내밀어줘 save me save me I need your love for 그 손을 내밀어줘 save me save me I need your love for
Thank you
Very nice, very well done. Especially for a song that I can tell was mostly electronic driven, like I said, especially in the chorus and the very high sections, high energy sections. I think they killed it with the live performance.
저희가 또 세이미를 이렇게 오랜만에 부르게 되었네요.
진짜 오랜만이네요. 네네.
감사합니다.
특히나 이게 또 밴드 편곡을 해서 하니까 또 느낌이 또 색다른 것 같아요. 이거 어땠어요?
어우 너무 색다르네요.
I knew it. I knew it. They just admitted it. It's very different than the original. I can tell the arrangement for the live version is very different than the original. And they had to do something because when it's electronic driven, it's hard to bridge that gap between a live performance and an electronic song. And so I can tell that, but they did a really good job. Basically, I was right. I love that. Come on, who doesn't love being right? We all do.
신선합니다. 또 오랜만에 해서 또
좋네.
너무 신나게 했고.
Look at the guitarist in the back. He's like, what? Look at him. Look at him.
신선합니다. 또 오랜만에 해서 또
좋네.
너무 신.
He's like, that is so funny. Just look at him. He's like nervous or something.
이거 어땠어요?
He's definitely not nervous because he killed it on the guitar.
Okay, all right. The next one is Spring Day, and I believe as such difficult time like now we all are wishing for the spring day to come.
It's been the roughest summer ever but we know that spring will come.
Are they gonna make me cry with this? It sounds like there's just emotion in the air all of a sudden.
Let's go together.
By the way, I'm a total sucker for love songs and like slow ballads. I was just talking to one of my friends actually, and she was saying that she doesn't like slow ballads. She was just like, I just don't like them. Like there's something about them that turns me off immediately as I hear one. But for some reason, I really enjoy them. I'm just like, I soak it all up. So far, the chords, the nice intro, you just feel it all of a sudden. I love those guitar sounds. Those guitar sounds are definitely like U2 like. One of the guitarists, his name is The Edge. He actually pioneered those long reverb, slow guitars, those lines. It sounds very much like him. It's just sentimental. You hear it and all of a sudden you're like, let me just cry for a little bit. Yeah, and then it's got some nice piano sounds, the chords. Everything is very well produced. Obviously, the guys are great performers. They evoke a lot of emotion when they sing. So that combined with the piano and those guitars just, again, evokes that. They're using chords that are very ballad-like. That's a minor 4. I'm pretty sure that's a minor 4. It's just very ballad-like. It's proven chord progressions that just work to evoke certain emotions, to evoke kind of that sentimentality. And that's why they used them. I want to know who wrote this song. I know they wrote it, but I want to know like specifically who. If you know, make sure you let me know down in the comments. And also, who is the best singer when it comes to that emotion? The guy who sings really high, I think I like his voice for this type of music the best. There's something about his voice that, maybe it's just a tenor type of voice that just shines with ballads. With ballads, you're just like, ooh, like it just shines with it. It brings you a lot of different textures, a lot of different sounds, and you end up enjoying. Okay, look at that. They're going hard. They're like, dun, 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 dun. All right, look at the band. The band is pulling up. Everyone's coming. There's a big moment coming. You can hear it. Double time. That's what you call double time. The timing is dun, 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 dun. And then it's double time because the tempo doubles. It's the same tempo, but the groove, instead of going dun, 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 is now twice as fast. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. And that's all done by the drummer, basically. Everyone else can also do different things to make it sound double time, but mainly the drummer with the snare hit, that's how you know that it's now a new section. Let's listen to that again. You hear how the tempo is dun, 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 da, dun, dun, dun. And then when you start to get groovy, the bass is playing, but on a different song, he was playing the keys. I just realized that. Definitely a bass is playing because I heard it. I'm like, that is definitely a bass, like a real bass being played live. But then on the other song, I'm like, I can't see a bassist. So that's what happened. He switched from the bass to playing the keys. Okay. Alrighty. They switched back at the end there. They switched back. They did that a couple times. Switched back to a different groove. The one for the chorus is
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, our dear Army, as always. Miss you all. And here we were.
BTS.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So with that, I want to leave you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really enjoyed watching this. This was really an amazing performance. I enjoy doing reactions and deconstructions to BTS. I'm going to do more in the future. Let me know what you want me to react to down below. If it gets a lot of comments, a lot of likes, then I will do so. Remember to like my video. It helps out a ton to the growth of the channel. If you would do that, that's all I ask of you. Remember to check out my music on Spotify. I'm Ray Andre, and I will see you next time. Remember to stay golden. Stay golden, by the way. That's what I said. I don't know if you could stay golden. Bye-bye. If you haven't checked out my last video that I did on BTS, make sure you check it out. It's going to be up here.
If I keep on trying